famous podcaster and host Joe Rogan warns Jake Paul about continuing to box and the ultimate toll that it could have and impart on Jake Paul's life if he continues. In this video, that's what I'll discuss. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Joe Rogan on his podcast had this to say. Roll the clip.
Yeah, I think he went into that fight knowing that was probably going to happen, and ultimately, the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it, and that he could do well for a little bit. Yeah, and then eventually just deal with the fact that Anthony Joshua is going to connect with a bomb.
Yeah,
and breaks his jaw in 2 places.
Yeah,
and he's fucked. His jaw's wired shut now. He lost teeth.
See, I mean, he made it to the 6th round.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Do they put your teeth back in when they pop out like that, or are they gone forever?
I don't know.
Yeah. I think he went into...
And they don't put your teeth back in because the root would be like dead. What they do is, it looks like... I'm not even an orthodontist or a dentist, but to my knowledge, in situations when you get teeth removed, then you got to get dental implants. And they drill probably like the screw or whatever into the gum line, and then you pop in dental implants. They just obviously get a mold of the other side or whatever. That's what I would imagine. Again, I'm not a dentist, don't hold me to it. But yeah, because here's the thing. Look at all them celebrities, like dude from the Mighty Ducks, the little boy actor that got strung out on drugs. And all his fronts and all his teeth were missing from being on meth or whatever, whatever drug of choice he was on. There's no coming back from that. The people who like dissipate their teeth through drug usage, you don't get like a second set. So if I'm not mistaken, the dude from Mighty Ducks, somebody like he's been clean and they gave him a makeover and he has like pretty much fake teeth. So yeah, the teeth are going to be cooked. Now, I agree with the other part that Rogan was saying, but let's keep going.
Yeah, I think he went into that fight knowing that was probably going to happen, and ultimately, the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it, and that he could do well for a little bit.
Yeah, and I've already expressed my thoughts on this. I'm not giving no props for a person who says I am a real deal boxer because I went in and get smashed and got my jaw broken, but I lasted longer than Ngannou. But I was crazy enough to try. Because, to be honest, we're way past the honeymoon stage with a person like Jake Paul. You've been in this for long enough to go through fight camps, dedicate your time, effort, energy, money, spar with people. You spar with some quality names because you have resources and money or whatever. So we're well past that, to the point where you just get credit for stepping in. You maybe got credit your first fight or whatever, first couple of fights, for coming from your background and, stepping in and fighting. But we're well past that. You have a box rec. You were being ranked by sanctioning bodies in boxing. So, yeah, I think I don't disagree with Joe Rogan, what he's saying, but I do think that was kind of the premise, is like, this is a win-win situation for me, because I'm not supposed to beat Anthony Joshua. No way, no how. If I do beat him, like let's say his chin was super weak, he thought he could do what Andy Ruiz did. You know what I mean? And it goes to show the delusion of this new generation. A lot of these streamers, right? A lot of these streamers act just like this until it gets super real, right? Like, I'm very good with affirmations and believing in yourself, and you have to be a bit delusional to really make it, because early on there's no signs that you will achieve this money or goal or a mansion or whatever. There's no indication that it, so you have to like blindly walk through the fog in order to make that happen and manifest. So I'm with that, but there's still a point, like, you can't be so delusional to the point where you just say anything, and because I believe in it, or I wrote it down and I chanted it and had these affirmations and meditations, that it's going to happen. It just doesn't work like that. Like, I could do all the chanting and whatever I want, but that don't mean I could beat John Jones because I believe in myself and I'm, blind to the fact that there could be another outcome. Because when reality sets in and John Jones puts me in a chokehold that I'm unfamiliar with how to get out, he gonna render me unconscious. It's that simple. So I feel like this generation, like Jake Paul and a lot of people, it gets them to a certain level in terms of believing in yourself when nobody doesn't. But there are no moral victories and participation trophies in boxing. Like, oh, if I lose, I still lost to a bigger man on late notice. Like, no. And now you picked up a career-altering potential injury with titanium in your mouth. You might be food.
Don't do this very long, because there's a price that you pay that is not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And that price is depression, deep depression, a severe brain imbalance that's going to lead you to addiction. It leads so many people to impulsive behavior. So many people become gambling addicts, drug addicts, alcoholics after their fighting career.
Yeah.
It's you could only take so much. And at a certain, like that one that he got from Joshua, say if you have like a punch card, you have like so many punch that you can get in your life, which I believe you do. I believe there's a certain number. That one was like 10 punches.
Yeah.
That was like,
yeah.
There was a lot of concussions in that one punch.
Sure.
That was real damage. Like if someone's breaking your jaw in two places, the inside of your fucking head there's a lot of damage going on in there too.
Fuck.
Facts. Joe Rogan was cooking. He was cooking. When you get hit, the brain, the human skull, the cranium is not meant for blunt force trauma, right? It's scientifically proven, when you get punched, a lot of times it can lead to concussions. But what happens oftentimes is the body is like majority made up of water, right? Your brain sits in fluid and water, and it sloshes around when you get hit. Boom. That's why, I feel like Hollywood movies does a pretty good job when they started, with The Matrix and Bullet Time, and they started those slow motion shot, like Creed used it, the Creed movies, where Michael B. Jordan hits and the impact, and it's like, and his mouth is shifting. That is a good slow motion VFX, rendition of kind of what's happening. How it look all crazy and his face is, and then they go down in slow motion. That's what's happening to your brain against a 6'6" Olympian. So again, it sounds fun. You can deliriously or delusionally believe in yourself, but when the going gets real, you're left with the real life scars. You're left with the real life injuries. And I feel like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, I don't know them. However, I feel like they're almost looking at themselves as problem child and maverick, and these are battle scars, and this is kind of cool, and it solidifies me, and they're trading war stories like it's cool. But real people who have been doing real time, soldiers, real time warfare, or fighters who have fought 20 plus years their whole entire life, they don't want what comes with that. There's boxers, like Joe Rogan is saying, there's boxers that are punchy. They can't even string together a sentence. They sound crazy, right? Jake Paul, I'm not a doctor, but in this interview with his brother that he did with the wire jaw or whatever, with the titanium plate, his speech does not sound good. It sounds like he already had a lisp or a slight slur, but now it sounds even more worse. But again, or it sounds worse. I don't know if it's because his mouth, is in pain or whatever. But yeah, you can get speech impediments, all types of stuff. So boxing is not for the faint of heart. You can't play boxing. And I agree with Joe Rogan. You got to get in, get out. It's cool to keep trying to outdo yourself and, I want to break this record and beat the numbers. But you didn't even do that. You fought Mike Tyson. You should have built up to that almost, because now the bar was set very high, 75 to 100 million viewers. How can you even top that? Because there's not too many names that you could realistically fight that would bring you and have the fanfare, name like they're not name recognizable like a Mike Tyson to the point where they can even bring you that. So what happens, you fought a good heavyweight of this generation with half of the profile gone away. Even though Joshua is pretty popular, this is how I know. Because the females, the women, there are all types of posts talking about how Joshua is fine and oh my gosh, Joshua looking so good and da-da-da-da. They're acting like he just came out of nowhere, like he got his first movie role and nobody knew about him. Joshua been around. He was on Showtime, he was on Sky, he's on DAZN, he now on Netflix. Joshua been around. But the fact that the women are just now like realizing because he fought on Netflix and it was like against a person who does bring attention like Jake Paul, they're acting like Joshua is a brand new person. So that goes to show me that was very good for Joshua to do this because now a lot more people know your name because of not just what you did, but who you did it to. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, he doing skits and fishing with his brother and talking about I wobbled Joshua. I was winning the first 2 rounds. All that's cap. And again, Logan Paul's like, I got titanium rods in my hand and this. And he's like, man, I got 4 in here and plates here. And they're trading and swapping war stories like it's cool. But at the end of the day, you're really stuck with this. And when you become a 50-year-old man, 60-year-old man, and so on and so forth, who knows? Like, I don't know complications with titanium in your mouth. Anything that's foreign, you shouldn't really trust it. You know what I mean? Long term. Anything that you put in your body that's foreign. Pause. So anyway, I agree with Joe Rogan. Let me know what you think. For more boxing news, detailed breakdowns to the point. I didn't give you guys a big, bloated, long intro where I'm reading cue cards and wasting your time. I got straight to it, let you hear it, showed you the receipts. If you respect that, many ways to support the channel. Subscribe, all that good stuff. If you gain value from any of my content. 1. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate. So ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.